Well, hi boys and girls, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I hope you're gonna enjoy this video and maybe stick around. In today's video, we are going to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while and I haven't got the chance to talk about it anywhere, and that is positive affirmations and how do they work. I'm not talking about the positive view that we can have on life. I'm talking about the positive affirmations that we can make about ourselves in order to help us or make us feel better about ourselves. And how do they work? Do they actually help us reach our goals in life? For the longest time, I didn't believe in such a thing. And I looked at so many videos and I looked at so many not tutorials, but stuff like that on YouTube telling you to think positive about yourself. And I read books that told me to think positive about myself and to have positive thoughts about myself. And for the longest time I didn't believe in those kind of things and I didn't believe they work, and I was pretty much being very negative about it. And when I talk about positive affirmations, what I mean is when you say, I can do that specific thing that I want to do and I am able to do it. I know I can do it. Just keep on repeating that to yourself until to a point where you can actually do that. So you don't doubt yourself, you don't bash yourself because you're not able to do something, and you just believe in yourself that you are able to do that activity that you want to do, or you can reach that goal that you want to reach. Now, I told you in a video, I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago, a video that I posted about I don't remember what it was about. Basically, I posted a video a few weeks ago where I talked about starting a new book that I was interested in at that time, and the book was by Jen Sincero, which I will also insert a lot of ideas and information that I also got from that book into this video, so I hope you don't mind. What I wanted to say is that that book really inspired me to think about positive affirmations and to see how they affected my life, and it kind of made me realize how I actually incorporated positive thinking about myself into my life, and it made me realize how much that helped me. And I didn't know until I sat down with myself and I just thought about what's happening in my life and in my head and with myself. So I'm gonna tell you about that in a bit. So in the book that I was reading, I don't remember the name, it's called You Are a Badass something. As I said, by Jen Sincero. You can check it out if you want. She talks about, in a chapter, about loving yourself and about self-love and the steps that you can take towards reaching a good relationship with yourself and not hating yourself or bashing yourself all the time. So basically the thing is, 1 year or so ago, or maybe kind of right after I finished university, I started this vicious cycle of just thinking badly about myself. And I used to think that I'm not able to do anything. I used to think that I'm not good at anything. And I used to not believe in myself pretty much, that I'm able to do whatever I set my mind to do. And I was desperately searching for something, for a meaning in my life, for a purpose in my life. And I didn't know where the road was going up until I realized that your life is what you make of it. And I didn't realize it, but a month or so ago, when we came out of quarantine here in Romania, it was like May, the end of May, kind of like that. And I started to realize that my mind went into this place of thinking more positive thoughts about myself and kind of trying to help myself figure my things out, because I realized one thing, and that was, if I'm not gonna be able to help myself and to have a good relationship with myself and to be happy with myself and to accept myself the way I am, then nobody will, So it was difficult for me to realize some things and to accept some things. And it was also difficult to change my mind from thinking very negatively about myself into suddenly just believing in myself and knowing that I can do whatever I set my mind on doing. So yeah, as I said, without me realizing it, I just had these kind of positive thoughts about myself, like, I know I can draw this thing that I want to draw. I know I can film this YouTube video. I know I can completely change my YouTube video aesthetic, which I kind of did in the last month. I don't know if you noticed, but that was on my goals list. And I did a lot of other things that I wanted to do with myself and that I wanted to do in this life, or that I wanted to start doing, you know. I sat down one day and I thought, what led to this change in my life and to me actually doing what I want to do, and the things happening in my life that I want them to happen, you know, that I've wanted for these things to happen in my life for so long. And I realized that it was positive thinking about myself and actually high-fiving myself and telling myself, you can do this, it's fine. So yeah, it kind of made me realize that positive affirmations really have a power in your life and in your brain. And yeah, it can change pretty much everything. It's pretty much playing with your mind and tricking your mind that you can do something, and then your mind, your subconscious, whatever, you know what I mean. It's kind of like it takes up on that positive thought and it puts it to action in the background, so you don't realize it. But when it happens, when something good happens, you're like, oh yeah, I thought about this and I believed in myself regarding that specific thing. And you're gonna realize that it's your thoughts doing that for you. It's crazy. But you know, one thing that I do not agree with these people telling you in all of these books and all of these videos and all of these blog posts to keep on repeating that positive affirmation about yourself. For example, I am the best singer, right? I'm not, but maybe you are. So you have that affirmation of you are the best singer, and they tell you to keep on repeating that affirmation every day and every hour and every minute of your life, if that is possible. Now in that, I don't believe. I don't believe you need to fill up your mind with that positive affirmation every day. You don't have to write it on your forehead in order to be able to become the best singer. You don't. You just have to think about it once or twice and to really believe deep down in yourself. You need to really believe in that in order for it to kind of happen. So yeah, I don't believe you need to repeat the affirmation every day or every minute, but you do need to believe in that affirmation in order for it to happen. The thing is, with these positive affirmations, I know it's hard for a person like me. For example, it was hard because I constantly kept bashing myself and putting myself down, and also I couldn't forgive myself for stuff that I did in the past, and I will come back to that a bit later. And by doing all of those negative things, it was really difficult for me to incorporate some positive thinking all of a sudden on top of those, you know, because kind of nothing could make my negative thinking about myself go away. And in her book, Jen Sincero actually gives some ideas of how to start loving yourself more and to stop putting yourself down, pretty much. And she doesn't say self-love in a way of you becoming the extreme narcissist, because no, that's not the point here. The point, because she also says that narcissism comes from a point of fear and of guilt or something like that, and I agree, because narcissism is not a good trait to have. She talks about self-love in a very, very positive way. One important thing that she starts talking about is to not compare yourself to others, which I think it's so difficult to do. Like, no matter how much you try to not compare yourself to someone, it's just not gonna go. It's just not gonna happen, because it's so difficult to not do. For example, from my own experience, I know that I watch, for example, a lot of YouTubers that have very nice videos and that I enjoy very much. And I cannot help but get kind of in a comparing state of mind. And I'm like, why can I not make videos like this girl or boy is doing? You know, I cannot help it. I think we all do it. We are all guilty of doing it. And it's difficult. It's difficult to overcome comparing yourself to others. But I think comparing yourself less and less, it's gonna help a lot to realizing your value and realizing your worth and realizing that you're good too, and your content is good, and that your art is good, and that your singing is good, or whatever that is that you're doing. She also talks about forgiving yourself and being able to understand and forgive yourself. And I think that's the key for me, at least, and maybe it's the key for you too, to reaching this self-loving, positive thinking about yourself. Pretty much everyone messes up throughout their lives. Some bigger than others, but it doesn't matter. Everyone makes mistakes. For example, how I usually get rid of something that makes me feel, guilty or ashamed of myself is I usually sit down and I take time to myself to think about that event or, thing that made me feel guilty or ashamed, and I let all the feelings that I have kind of sink in, and basically I'm letting myself feel all the feelings, which I know it's not fun, and we're human beings, we all feel stuff, and I think hiding your feelings or suppressing, is this how you say it? Canceling your emotions is not the way. And so I basically let my body feel everything, and then I kind of try to come from a rational point of view and try to make sense of everything. And once I do that, once I let all the feelings sink in, I realize where I'm standing, I realize how I'm actually feeling about that thing, and it just leads me to forgiving myself way easier, rather than just trying to get rid of my feelings and to just move on, So I need time to myself to think and to realize what happens and what happened or whatever, and to try and forgive myself for something that I did and that made me feel guilty or ashamed or any kind of negative feelings. And then, because I am able to forgive myself and to make sense of my thoughts, I am able to overcome that. And I can focus on thinking positively about myself again. For example, for the longest time, again, I'm gonna give a personal example because I feel that's the closest to me and that's the easiest way of having this kind of discussion with you. And for the longest time, I kept on bashing myself for doing 4 of university that I despised and that I didn't enjoy, but I'm fine now. I got over it. I experienced those years. I had good and bad days, and I tried to focus on the positive parts and to see the positive things that came out of my university experience, even though there are very little positive parts of my university experience, but there are some positive things about it, and I choose to focus on that, and I just accepted the fact that it's part of my past. I did it, I finished it, and it's gone, and I can focus on the future and stuff that I want to do with myself. And I can focus on myself rather than just bashing in myself and dragging myself down, feeling guilty because I did something I didn't like. And maybe a lot of you feel like that. I don't know. Let me know if you had a personal similar experience as mine, because I really want to have a discussion with you. Or if you don't feel like leaving a comment or anything publicly, don't be afraid to message me on Instagram or on Twitter or wherever you can find me, and I will gladly talk to you. So we are close to the end of the video. This is pretty much all I had to say. I wanted to kind of show you that positive affirmations, even though they sound like bullshit, they can be true if you incorporate them in your life, and you really focus on thinking positively about yourself. And this is what I wanted to say pretty much. Also, before leaving, I want to tell you a little bit about a little paragraph that I read in this book as well, and it was focusing on the fact that if more people loved themselves in the world, imagine like how better the world would be, because no one would get so frustrated by each other, no one would get offended by other people's opinions, no one would get jealous of everyone else, because everyone would be content with themselves, and just working on themselves to get better and better. And yeah, I think that's a good idea to keep thinking about. And yeah, basically, if self-love is the way to everything being fine, why don't we do it more? Anyway, yeah, this is what I wanted to say in this little video. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I made any sense in what I was talking. You know, whenever I make these talking videos, it's weird for me because at the end, I always feel like I either didn't make my point go across to you, or I either didn't make any sense, or I don't know. Let me know if I made any sense, and let me know if you enjoyed the video. And also, I'm wearing a special t-shirt on me. Sorry for... There you go, you can see it. And it's my boyfriend's merch. And if you want to check it out, I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you can see. And I will also leave his channel in the description because he does programming, coding, stuff like that, which we don't do here. We hate that. I'm joking, but if you are into that, you can check it out. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next video next week. And thanks so much for watching, and have a great day, night, week, whatever you want. Goodbye. I changed my t-shirt because I'm posing for a thumbnail and I want something more colorful. So yeah, the t-shirts are available in this color too. Check it out. I'm sorry, I don't have a microphone anymore. Goodbye.